Hey yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video on the MTG Nerds channel. Today we are going to be discussing the top 9 white cards for Theros Beyond Death pre-release. Now, before we hop into this, if you want to help support the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button down below and like the video. You can also help out by checking out our merch and Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support the channel directly, and if you want something back for yourself, check out our merch. We actually are running a charity sticker right now, so I'll let you guys look at that. My ultimate is -8 support cancer. All the proceeds from these sticker sales are going to be going to helping cancer research, so make sure you check out that link down below. It will be in the merch page. You can check out that sticker. Alright, with that being said, let's hop into this video. Top 8 cards for Theros Beyond Death pre-release. Now, before we do get into the top 8, I want to make something clear. I specifically kept out mythics and rares for this list because the odds of you pulling the specific mythic or rare you need for a pre-release is going to be very, very slim. So I did leave those out. However, we still have uncommons and common. And if I miss anything during this video, make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what I missed, or maybe just adding something to it. Well, yeah, I guess that'd be what I missed. So leave a comment down below letting me know what I missed. Now, let's hop into this. The first card on our list is going to be Revoke Existence. It's a great sideboard or mainboard card. Removal of an enchantment in this set could be key, and it will be key. There's so many enchantments in this set, especially the gods. If you're going up against one of the gods that are enchantment creatures, you're gonna want Revoke Existence to be able to get rid of that god lickety-split. It's a great card. Highly recommend running it. I would, honestly, if you're playing white, I would run maybe up to 3 if you get 3, but just run as many as you can really fit into the deck, because the number one thing you're probably going to want to get rid of in other people's decks are probably actually going to be enchantments for this set, so make sure you keep your eyes open for that one. Coming in at number 2, by the way, these are in no particular order, so there's no 1 is the best, 8 is the worst kind of thing. They're just randomly in a list. But coming in at number 2 is Commanding Presence. It's a great card for only 3 of any color and a white to make a creature get +2/+2 and first strike, and possibly overload your opponents with 1/1s. Great card, highly recommend it. I think this card will be pretty powerful in a pre-release setting. Getting a ton of 1/1s on the field is key. Like, although it might not seem like much because they're just 1/1s, they're great blockers for things without trample. If it's like a huge creature or something, great trump blockers. And you can overload your opponents and have to like make them have to block like 8 or 9 creatures at a time if you add in your other creatures that you're playing. So not only are you playing, you're getting those 1/1s, you're gonna have other creatures presumably on your board. So it's a great way to just like make your opponents have to block a ton of stuff, and damage will be constantly getting through. Especially if you just need to swing in for like 5 damage and you've got 9 creatures, and they only have like 4 blockers. There you go. It's a great situation. Next up is going to be Banishing Light. We see a card like this in almost every set nowadays, but I continue to put it in the top list because removal is key in a set for pre-release. It's going to be key for locking down your opponent's board if they have a really big creature that you don't have a way to deal with creature-wise. This is going to be a great way to get rid of it, or if they just have a really big threat on the board, definitely play this card. So you can manage to lock their creature up and be like, aha, I gotcha. You know what I mean? So like, it's a great way to do it. Make sure you run at least, I'd say 2 of these if you get 2. But I mean, if you don't get 2, oh well. Just run as many as you can and as many as you can fit into your deck. Next up is Karametra's Blessing. This is a wonderful card, especially for white. With the amount of enchantments and enchantment creatures, this will easily be a very powerful card for seal. Even if you don't use this as an enchantment creature, on an enchantment creature, +2/+2 for 1 white at instant speed isn't too bad at all. Like, this card is great. It's great as a little combat trick, and maybe like you're having a hard time getting rid of a big creature, you can pump up your creature to have them trade, or maybe you do just kill the opponent's creature and yours stays alive. Either way, you have a great situation, and you're definitely doing good. Next is gonna be Helios Pilgrim. If you have some super powerful auras to equip your creatures with, this card is a great choice to run in white. For 2 and a white, you get a 1/2 creature, and you get to tutor for an aura. The best part is, this is a common, so you could easily run 3 or 4 of these in your deck. So, absolutely amazing card. Enchantments and auras are going to be key in this sealed setting for this set. So I highly, highly, highly recommend making sure that you're playing one of these guys, because it's going to be a crazy card to have, especially when you can tutor for exactly what you need in the moment. Like, it's going to be key. We don't see a lot of tutors nowadays in standard or sealed, so this is going to be a very good card for pre-release. Even though it's a rare, idyllic tutor is another one you're going to want to run for tutoring. That's going to be great because you can tutor, like I said, exactly what you need, and you're going to have it. So it's just a great way to finish up a game if you've got one bomb enchantment that you can pop on the field and win the game. Next up is Hero of the Pride. Use your auras and enchant your 2/2 for 2, and give all your creatures +1/+0 when you target it. Combo this card with other cards with similar abilities in red, like Hero of the Revel and Hero of the Games, and you could have yourself a pretty awesome deck. You could also run Hero of the Nyxborn if you get one. A red and a white enchantment deck would be a great way to go in pre-release. So if you do that and you're playing these kind of hero cards that give everything +1/+0 when you target it with a spell, definitely consider running at least 1 or 2 of these guys, because it's a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield you get a 1/1 soldier token, and it has the same ability, it gives everything +1/+0. Definitely a great card, even though it does have red involved. If you're going red-white and you're going enchantments, highly recommend playing that card if you get it. So this is going to be a great way, definitely a great card, especially if you have like instants or sorceries. For example, if you are playing the red theme, if you have something like Infuriate, I believe it is, and give it +3/+2 until end of turn, you give everything else +1/+0 as well. So that's definitely an amazing way to kind of have extra combat tricks in your deck if you can use instants to target it at instant speed during combat or during blockers. Well, which I guess is combat. But yeah, definitely a great card, or great cards to run are cards with those abilities. And our next card, Hero of the Winds, is similar to that one, Hero of the Pride. Instead, you get a 1/4 flyer with the same ability for 3 and a white. Now, flyers are great in pre-release. They always have been, and I'm sure they always will be. So if you can pump up your creature by equipping it with auras, then you can definitely have a great creature. So you could probably have a pretty big flyer on the board, which would be amazing. And you're simultaneously pumping up the rest of your spells, or rest of your creatures. So it's definitely a great way to play pre-release, and I highly recommend maybe looking at this if you get a lot of those types of cards. Is going to be Reverent Hoplite. This card could do some serious work, but only in the right deck. Make sure you have lots of white devotion before you play this card. For 4 and a white, you get a 1/2 creature and as many 1/1 tokens equal to the devotion to white, which could overwhelm your opponent in the right situation. Now, this is kind of like the one I mentioned earlier, where it's a 1/1, where you get a bunch of 1/1s. I highly recommend playing this card, because for 4 and a white, there's times where I think you might be able to get a 1/2 creature along with maybe 5 5/5s. I mean, 5 5/5s. 5 1/1s from this 5-drop creature. So, great way to do it. 5 mana for a 1/2 and 5 1/1s is definitely worth playing in your deck if you have a lot of white devotion. Maybe even if you're playing mono white, this would definitely be an amazing card to play. And our last card on this list is going to be Helios Punishment. For 1 and a white, enchant a creature, and this card enters the battlefield with 4 task counters on it. An enchanted creature can't attack or block. It loses all abilities and has tap it to remove a task counter from Helios Punishment. Then if there is no task counters on it, destroy Helios Punishment. Now, this is a great card is effectively a 2-drop removal spell. 4 turns is quite a bit. That's enough to wrap up a game. So if you're having a serious problem, drop this thing on the field and give your opponent a really hard time. Like if they have a god or something that you just can't handle playing against, put this thing on the field, locked up for 4 turns. That's enough for you to end a game. And even if it's not, you definitely got a decent amount of a break or 4 turns to figure out how you can inevitably get rid of that thing that you're trying to get rid of. So great card, highly recommend running it. It's a 2-drop. It's an uncommon. You'll probably get 1 or 2 in your sealed packs. So highly recommend running it, and I bet it will do some great work on the field for you if you're playing white. And that is going to be it for our top 9 list of white cards for Theros Beyond Death pre-release. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if I missed anything during this video, make sure you leave a comment down below telling me what card I missed and why you think it's good. Let everyone know, help everyone out, help make their pre-releases go better. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll win some games because of it. So, I will see you guys all in the next video. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. Peace out, guys. See ya.